The Branding Your Business podcast is for small business owners looking to build a customer favorite brand and a value-driven business. From solo shows covering marketing tactics to experts sharing their brand stories, each episode delivers actionable insights for entrepreneurs who want to impact the world. We're sharing how strategic moves and authentic connections can build a profitable business minus the burnout. Tune into the Branding Your Business podcast with me, Praise Santos McKenna of Plum, to design a brand your audience adores while building a life you love. Hi, welcome to the Branding Your Business podcast. My name is Praise Santos McKenna and I am your host. I am the founder of the branding studio Plum, where we work with small businesses to build profitable brands that they and their clients love. When we talk about branding, it can feel a little overwhelming. It can feel non-tangible. And today I want to break branding down in a really helpful framework so that you can evaluate, hey, how is my brand resonating with others? Here at Plum, we like to define branding as what people think, feel, and say about you and your business. But on what levels and in what ways, how can I praise really determine what people think, feel, and say about me and my business? Well, friends, we're going to be using the acronym F.R.I.E.N.D to help dial in on that. This framework, which is called the Brand Power Score, was started by a VC company called Forerunner, and they are the venture firm behind brands that we know and love like Glossier, Aura, those really cool rings, Hims, which is that cool vitamin brand. So they know their stuff, and I feel like they have had the foresight to create and invest in incredible brands. Now, how can we take that evaluation and use it for our brands as small businesses? Well, F.R.I.E.N.D. We're going to go through that. So F is for feelings, R is for reliability, I is for identity, E is for experience, N is for North Star, and D is for differentiator. So let's double click. Let's get in on this, starting with F or feelings. Feelings are such a key thing when it comes to branding because, one, we have to ask ourselves not only what do we want others to feel when they experience our brand, but also as small businesses, many of us are solopreneurs. What do we as business owners want to experience as we're leading our brand to? And so those key feelings are so important. Let's step back a bit and think about a company like Apple. Hello, we are filming this using an iPhone and our MacBook. When I've opened those products, I feel really almost futuristic. I feel innovative. I feel like things are sleek. I feel like there's this sense of I'm part of a community of other people who also like these products. That's how I feel too, just interacting with it. I'm hoping as a business, Apple employees also feel the same way too as they walk through the halls, as they brainstorm about the next greatest gadget. It's these key feelings that are so important when it comes to branding. So for you all, think about what are these key feelings I want others to feel as they interact with our brand? How also do I want to feel as I lead this brand too? Feelings is very important. R, reliability. This is huge. This is something that when I'm online shopping or deciding a next thing to invest in, I'm always looking at reviews or getting recommendations for people because I want to know that this brand who might have a beautiful promise there on their website, will they actually follow through? These promises are really huge. This person who says, hey, on our email list, we're going to say that we do this, this, and this through our mastermind. Will they actually follow through with that? What is their reputation? A brand that actually does this really well is the brand Nordstrom. Nordstrom is known for their hassle-free returns. They back all their products that they keep in store. They say, hey, we trust that this thing is manufactured so well. That's why we carry it as a retailer. And if not, you can return it. No problem. I had a friend who worked at Nordstrom and she would say, Praise, people would bring in boots that they've clearly worn for the past 2 or 3 years. And they brought it in and they asked for a return and we just took it from them. No questions asked. We wanted to be that business that really trusted their product and trusted their customer. So that reliability is what they're saying true. This to me is also really important as folks who might have an online presence who come across really warm and inviting, it is really disappointing when I see a lot of these heroes that I see online, and when I meet them in person, their aura and how they carry themselves feels totally different. Please don't be that people. Please don't be those kind of people. I want you to be reliable. I want you to follow through on your promises. I want to feel what I feel online in person when I meet with you or anyone else from your team. So, feelings, reliability. I is for identity. And when we say branding, people automatically think, oh, okay, they're talking about my logo. They're talking about the look and feel. And yes, this is important. Hello, I am a visual artist. This is what we do as a branding studio with photography. We love the look and feel. We love styling, and it's very important, very key. But remember, it's only a part of branding. But still, when it comes to these visual elements, how can we make sure that we are consistent across the board? How can we make sure that, hey, I remember that font from their logo. Oh, I see they're using it just with their logo. And then they have like some sub fonts for other subheaders, etc. Oh, I see that on their business card. I see it on their Instagram. I see it on their TikTok. Oh, it's that visual consistency. It's that visual identity is actually really pleasing. And you can translate this out from visual identity to if someone shows up in real life too. We also say that even your brand colors when you're speaking at an event, wear those brand colors so that as you are getting photos taken of yourself as you're speaking and people share with you after, or it gets posted on social media, it seems consistent with the brand that you represent, that identity. Some brand, a bigger brand that does this really well, oh my gosh, Supreme. Let's talk about streetwear. There is a Supreme store here in San Francisco. They have security guards outside of it because the line outside of it is so long, just because people know that red sticker with the italicized Helvetica font. We love to see it. We love to see it on a t-shirt. We love to see it on a hat. We love to see it on different streetwear. It's so consistent how you show up. And so for us as small business owners, we want to make sure that where we show up with our identity. So again, our visual identity for someone to recognize us. It's not everything about branding, but it is important. So I do urge you to be consistent, even consistent with what, even in your basic font, what's bolded and what's italicized. That consistency, we can catch it, we can see it. It helps us feel safe because you're reliable and it invokes the feelings. You've been running your business for a while now, but you have this pull and this idea that your business and your brand could be so much more. And you have a million reasons why not to do it. You're not sure where to start. You're not sure if you can do it well. You're not sure what resources you should be tapping into. Here's the thing. Those doubts are there for a reason. And I want you to think about, what will the world be missing out on if you don't do it? Even if this next level of your business positively affects one person, isn't it worth it? The world deserves the fullest version of who you are. The world deserves the fullest version of what your business could be. Here's the secret. When you're clear on what you're doing, why you're doing it, it becomes magnetic. The people come to you. Brand opening is our mastermind. It will teach you how to get clear on the what and the why and give you the tools on the how. And most importantly, more than a course, it is live and it's with a small group of people to give you that support to help you implement it. The world needs what you've got, and brand opening will help you get there. CFRI. Now E, what does E stand for? That goes with experience. Experience. Again, it's going from this online brand to in person. What does that feel like for your customers? What does that feel like for the people who call your customer service line? What does it feel like when they interact with you over email? Are those values being expressed in their experience? Even the gifts you give, the freebies that you create, maybe the thank you gifts that you send out. How are those experiences encapsulated with your brand? How does it invoke those values you want to get across? How does it invoke how people should feel in that tactical experience? What things are you creating for people that feel on brand for what you stand for how you serve them? A brand that does this in such a fun way as they're creating experiences, as their folks are interacting with their platform, is Spotify, right? Spotify has everything to do with music, no, audiobooks too. That is like their main service. But a cool experience that they've created and an additional add-on that still engages their listeners, their subscribers, is Spotify Wrapped. Hello, has anyone else geeked out at the end or the beginning of the year when they show you what your listening habits are? This is so cool because what they're doing is they're just taking data and saying, oh my goodness, Praise, you're one of the top 1% of listeners to Taylor Swift, from how often you listen to that song Cruel Summer over and over again. Being able to share that with the world, that experience, it felt personalized, which is like a big thing that Spotify stands for. And it had to do with technology of really our habits. And it was really about us being able to share it, right? That experience was so cool. Now, for you all as small business owners, how could you create something that's so tactical and sensory for your audience so that this experience helps promote your brand? We love hosting in-person experiences here in San Francisco and also in Mexico City in November that also give people a sense of belonging and inspiration and helping them feel resourced and confident. Maybe there are these key feelings that you can bring from your online space to a in-person experience so that the people representing your brand can also help create that space for your folks, and that the people who attend these events or who engage with this special thing that you create for your people, this experience, can have that consistent feeling too. Okay, F is for feelings, R is for reliability, I is for identity, E is for experience, N is for North Star. These are your values. I want more value-driven, aligned businesses in our world. There are not enough of them. We often see businesses, unfortunately, in the news who go against the things that they stand for. They say that they stand for the environment or they're launching these sustainability initiatives, but then they are engaging in fast fashion or they're engaging in ways that aren't giving a fair wage to their workers. That really breaks my heart when folks are breaking those values. A good example of a brand that not only speaks their values but follows through with it is Patagonia. Anyone Patagonia fans? I feel like their people are their people. They are people who love nature, who honor the outdoors, who really buy one thing to last a long time. Patagonia does this really well about displaying their values for the planet, for the world, and even if you study the family behind Patagonia and what they're doing with their resources, the profit that they've made from their business, they are continually following through with this North Star of theirs to create a planet that is sustainable for generations to come. They keep following through with that. What are the values in your business? What are the North Stars in your business? For us here at Come Plum, we want to see 10,000 women living into this thing that they are called to do, because we know that when women are in their giftings, they become better partners, better parents, better friends, better daughters, and their communities flourish because of it. This is why we have this podcast. This is why we do our photo shoots. This is why we coach our masterminds. This is why we host retreats. These are our North Stars. How can you as a business have such a clear North Star and to communicate it with your community so they know that you're following through on it? Okay, we're rounding it up. D is for differentiator. It's a thing that makes you different. So Forerunner, again, this VC firm that has came out with this brand power score and this friend framework, they've invested in such cool businesses, a lot of them that have become household names. But if you look at some of their brands, it's not so revolutionary. Like Hims and Hers, it's vitamins. Like the vitamins have been around for a while. Shout out to my Flintstone vitamins from growing up. But what is the thing that makes you different? What is the thing that sets you apart? Perhaps it was individualized packaging that makes it a no-brainer of what vitamins I need to take today. That's a differentiator, right? Or I think of a brand, Girlfriend Collective. They are another eco fashion brand that I really love. And I remember when they were first launching as more recycled plastic fabrics were coming onto the scene, they really knew that they needed to get this durable material in the hands of people to show people, hey, not only do we make this in such a different way from other legging athleisure companies, but you need to see it to believe it. And for the first couple hundred people who signed up, they just sent it to you. All you had to do was pay for shipping. It was such a cool thing that has enmeshed itself into my memory of they were just being generous, so believing in their product, and so believing that this thing that made it special needed to get into the hands of others as they launch. So it was both a differentiator in how it was made, but it was also a differentiator in how they got it to their people. Okay, so what does this mean for you as a small business trying to decide, okay, is my brand resonating with people? Is my brand really communicating how I want people to think, feel, and say about us and our business? Here are some easy ways to use the F.R.I.E.N.D framework for your business as well. Is you can create a type form or a Google form and send out a survey to people with F.R.I.E.N.D, feelings, reliability, identity, experience, North Star, differentiator, and just asking on a scale of 1 to 10, how is our business doing? How are we doing on these 6 aspects of our brand and business? You can also host a focus group with your trusted people. Honestly, you can be really casual with it. Do you have a business bestie and just asking them, hey, can you honestly rate how we're doing so that you can see overall, okay, you know what, maybe we need to talk more about our values on our social media or our email list. Maybe we need to really hone in with our team. What are the key feelings that we want our people to feel so that the products that we create, the experiences, the events that we put on, hone in on that and that it's clear and concise and consistent. These are ways that you can use the F.R.I.E.N.D framework to better your brand. Do you have any questions? Please put it in the podcast questions box here below. I'm happy to hear how you're using this framework to build wonderful values aligned brands. Again, my name is Praise Santos McKenna. I am the founder of Compliment Branding Studio here in San Francisco, California, and the host of this podcast, Branding Your Business.